All right, here we are with another one of our real estate tips with our good friend Darren Weeks from Fast Track. And Darren, over the last few weeks, has been sharing with us some amazing tips on how to raise other people's money. So some tips on how to get people to invest with you, either as a real estate investor or as a small business owner. So definitely knows what he's talking about. Over $150 million raised over the last few years, hundreds of properties bought, big business built, definitely knows his stuff. So Darren, thanks very much for being with us. And what would be another tip about raising money that you could share?
Well, this one is very, very important because as your business starts to grow and you're getting more interest from people, and let me tell you, the interest is the easy part. When you say to somebody, hey, have you ever considered owning some investment real estate in your portfolio? Almost everybody says yes. But when it's time to actually get money from them, then all of a sudden they don't return your phone calls, they don't answer the phone. It's a lot different.
Right.
So what you really need to do is cut to the chase with people to determine how interested they are or not. So I call it the tire kicker syndrome. You got a lot of tire kickers, but when it's time to write the check, all of a sudden they disappear. And when you need to buy a property, you don't have months to determine if you're going to take the property or not. So a little tip that you could use to get rid of the tire kickers is simply something we call a letter of intent. So if Dave's my potential investor, I've met with him a few times, he's known who I am for a year or so. Dave, I know you've been interested, you said you'd like to invest with me in the future. What I'd like you to do is sign this letter of intent, you slide it over to him on the table, talk to your wife about it, and I'm not going to ask you to sign it right now, but I'd like you to fax that or scan that to me in the next 24 hours. And what I do is I phone all those interested parties that have signed this document when I have one of the hottest properties on the market. I only want to deal with people that are serious and can act fast to close these properties. So a letter of intent gets rid of him always saying, yeah, I want to invest, because now he's got to sign this document. Now, it's not a legally binding contract, but it definitely gets them off the fence, and they either quit tire kicking or invest with you.
Good advice. Just, if you don't mind sharing, I remember how you learned this the hard way. Do you mind just telling that story about, I think it was a restaurant or something like that?
It was actually more doorknob ads business.
Was it?
Yeah,
okay.
You know that one.
I know that one.
So everybody would say, oh yeah, your concept sounds really good. I want to advertise, I want to advertise, I want to advertise. I thought, well, this is just too easy. Everybody says yes. So I thought to myself, and I've learned over the years, always pre-sell your idea. So I had this advertising concept, and I went back to all those people who said, yes, I'll advertise, and said, okay, great. If you want to advertise, I need a deposit for half of the cost. And all of a sudden now, the checkbook doesn't want to come out. So then you actually know who is going to actually deal with you or not.
Right.
So it's really just pre-selling your idea. And doorknob ads still went forward, but at least half the people all of a sudden couldn't find the checkbook.
Exactly. So good advice. When it comes to real estate, again, that letter of intent, that's brilliant. They're not on the hook. They're not legally obligated to invest with you, but you're getting one little commitment. You're getting them to sign off that, yes, they're actually committing to invest with you when a deal comes up. They're able to, they're willing to, they want to. And the brilliant thing about that, the psychology behind that is you're getting them to make that small commitment and they're committing to themselves to move forward with you. Still no guarantee they're actually going to do it, but that narrows it down so much more. That's really, really smart. Really narrows it down so that you're only dealing with the real serious ones when you're making those phone calls.
Yeah.
Good advice. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to Kamloops.
No problem.
Thanks for outdressing me.
Jeez. Always do.
Take care. Talk to you next week.